Nearly 1 out of every 2 shipping containers entering or leaving India passes through a facility owned by Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Limited, or APSEZ. That is a 45.5% market share of one of the world's fastest-growing economies. Port operators traditionally generate revenue at the water's edge, charging fees for docking and unloading. This is the entry point for the cargo and the start of the company's billing cycle. At APSEZ, the physical dock represents only the start of the transaction. The core of their revenue model stretches into the domestic infrastructure, far beyond the water's edge, capturing margins that other operators leave on the table. Analyzing APSEZ strictly as a maritime entity overlooks the specific logistics strategy that drives its 73% EBITDA margin in the industry. Traditional supply chains lose capital through fragmentation. Cargo moves through a network of independent operators, with each entity extracting its own fee along the route. These handoffs, from shipping lines to port authorities and then to separate rail and trucking firms, create bottlenecks and cumulative cost increases. APSEZ re-engineered its business model to function as an integrated transport utility. They absorbed these disconnected nodes into a single closed loop. By internalizing the entire logistics journey, the company stops competing on port volume alone and begins dominating the profit margin of the entire inland transit. The process of capturing that margin begins miles out at sea, before ships reach the pier. Arriving vessels require heavy marine infrastructure to safely navigate coastal waters. This is handled by Adani Harbor Services, which manages essential fleet operations like tugging and dredging. This division operates on multi-year contracts that guarantee a fixed revenue per vessel per day. This structure provides predictable cash flows, avoiding the volatility typically found in spot market vessel charters. APSZ formally merged this marine business into its consolidated financials, a move designed to eliminate minority interest drag and keep 100% of these profits within the company. By owning the offshore approach, APSZ ensures it extracts a toll before cargo touches Indian soil. Once the cargo is unloaded at one of the company's 15 domestic ports, it enters a physical ecosystem designed to keep it there. Adjacent to their primary port is the Mundra Special Economic Zone, a manufacturing hub with a massive physical scale covering 15,000 hectares. The strategy is to incentivize major industrial firms to build their factories directly on port-owned land. Factories located inside this zone become captive B2B customers. Because of their location, these manufacturers rely exclusively on APSZ's infrastructure to move their goods. This setup converts a temporary transit hub into a permanent, unavoidable toll booth for domestic industry. When cargo leaves the port gate to travel inland, it remains within APSEZ's asset network. The company maintains an asset-heavy strategy, deploying a private railway fleet to transport containers nationwide. These rail lines connect directly to APSEZ's inland container depots and large-scale agricultural silos. From these depots, strategic warehouses execute the final trucking and delivery phases to the end customer. Owning this chain of hard assets allows the company to guarantee 100% service-level agreement adherence, a degree of reliability that fragmented operators cannot match. This final logistics phase captures revenue that would otherwise go to independent trucking firms, securing the ultimate margin for APSEZ. This shore-to-door model functions as a single, fully integrated ecosystem that tracks cargo from the ocean to the warehouse shelf. APSEZ management no longer measures their performance against traditional port operators. They now benchmark themselves against a peer group of global integrated transport utilities. Because they capture profit at every step of the journey, they generate consistent cash that keeps their debt levels low relative to their total earnings. This low leverage provides the financial headroom to aggressively acquire new assets, allowing the company to compound its market dominance. Building a massive port is only one piece of a large-scale infrastructure strategy. A durable economic moat requires controlling the end-to-end ecosystem that connects the coastline to the hinterland. APSEZ has built the physical operating system of the Indian economy, controlling the roads, rails, and warehouses that keep the country's trade moving.